There's my one eye symbolism. Oh, hi there. Can you hear me? I don't know if my sound is good. How you doing, Charlie? You can hear me okay? Okay, I just started. So I gotta give it a couple minutes. Unless you want to talk about something. Where are you at? I'm at the library in Lane, Washington, by the right below the Canadian border, right below Vancouver, BC. Where are you? We finally got nice weather here. It's always friggin' raining. That hurt. Oh, hey there, Jay. How you doing? Finally came. Talk to the peeps about good stuff. New Jersey? I used to go to New Jersey when I was a kid a lot. Because I was born in New York, in Newburgh, New York. Do you know where that is? We used to go to Coney Island. Oh, yeah, that helps keep it down. Man, look at this thing. Hey, Jay, look what I got here to keep the spirits at bay. If the shungite don't work, I was just looking at my video I put up about the shungite, and there's like, I don't know, like 30 some views on it. And then I put up another one that's like, just people want to see drama and stuff. They don't want to be educated. Is the weather nice down there? It's nice up here for a change. It's always friggin' raining constantly. Oh God, the people are in the next door room here. I didn't get into the soundproof room because somebody already had it, so I couldn't do it. So anyway, I put the shungite in my like I have like these ballet slippers. So I put the shungite in my slippers. Well, just the one I'd have. That one I showed on the last video that's like a sort of a sphere. It's like, I don't know, about 1.5 inches circumference. And it seemed like it really helped my foot because I got this really intense peripheral neuropathy in my feet. So I put it in my left slipper, like, and slept with it most of the night. And then I took it out in the early morning. And I swear to God, my foot feels better. My left one, which is usually worse than my right one, now my right one is worse than the left one, feels better. So it seemed like it did something. I don't know if it did or not, but I'm willing to try anything to get out of pain. Oh, good. All right. Yeah, I put it on my occipital at the base of my head. Do you know what we're talking about, Charlie? Do you know what shungite is? Yeah, I feel a little bit better myself. I was feeling really bad, but I'm detoxing really hard. So I'm feeling kind of bad from that because detoxing ain't fun. So I've been doing this plasma, and I'm going to make a video on how to make the plasma water to drink, the salt water, because one of the people that I follow that's pushing that is not being clear because he's in Peru, so they have a different system, like for teaspoons and there's all this confusion, like liters and quarts and gallons and ounces, and they don't all jive up. So I'm going to try to simplify it as best I can and put out a video on that and see how that goes. But I've been doing this for like, I guess about now or next month. Well, it's like 2.5 years now. And so it's like really helping my skin a whole lot. I feel it's so smooth and soft. It's like baby skin. But I still get these cuts from the heavy metals cutting through my skin, aluminum and whatever else is coming out. So I have one right here, and I have this one right here. So at least I don't have them all over my face. I know people that do. I have in my playlist a whole bunch of different things on Morgellons if anyone's ever interested in it. So yeah, there's supposed to be like a power center there at the base of our amygdala. I forget what it is. You might know what it is. Yeah, I know. It's so weird. It's like one night I'm freezing, and then I get the next morning, like the next day, I'm like sweating, and then it flips back to freezing again. It's weird. But, it's the cake in a lake weather we got to deal with here. So it's a little later than I usually do this, around 3 or 4. So I got a little late start. I couldn't get the room in there for the soundproof booth that they have at this library. It's just like a little pod that I go in, and it helps keep it contained because I get excited. My voice starts going higher and higher and probably disturb the whole library. Yeah, man, everything seems so fake and just hard to deal with. I can't wait to be out of here. Oh, by the way, I started another book. I started reading that. I forget what it was from Sarah Moss. And I just didn't like the language and the way she worded things and stuff like that. And it was a huge book. It's like that thick. It was big and thick. It's like, no. And then I ended up getting my other one. It's called, I can't remember what it's called now. But it's really good. It talks about a lot of stuff that I'm really interested in. And I'm going to be doing I'm trying to figure out a program or a treatment where I'm using, it's called holotropic treatment. Does anybody ever hear of that? Know what it is? It's like using breath so that it's sort of like hyperventilating. And then, oh God, don't tell me it's going to start flipping out on me again here. So you use the breathing in addition to, I get distracted by these things. Evocative music and body work all together. So it brings on like a psychedelic experience without using drugs. So I don't know if I'm going to call it psychedelic massage or whatever, but it's like going to be like a 4 or 5 hour treatment. I guess everybody would be different, but damn, my thing is, I don't know if it's my computer starting to go out because I just got a thing when I started it up that Windows 7 was all the help and everything associated with Windows 7 stopped in January of 2020. And I'm still using Windows 7. I just refuse to keep putting all these programs. Every time I did a download, I always had problems afterwards. So I said, I'll just take my chances. Yeah, that's what it's for, to help, traumas early childhood traumas. Have you ever done rebirthing? Has anyone ever done that? I did it to myself. I had my friend who was supposed to do the treatment for me. We had a snorkel and everything, so you go in underwater. So she found a friend that had a tub because we wanted to do it under, in the water. So she asked if we could use his tub. So we get to his house, and then I'm in the bathroom waiting and waiting. She's out there chatting with him, like I guess she hadn't seen him for a while. So I just said, "Fuck it, I'm just going to do it myself." And I went in and did my own rebirthing process without any help or guidance or anything. I just did it on my own. And it was amazing. I got it. It really, I released a lot through doing that. It's like you're going through the birthing process. And that's what a lot of times people do when they go through this holotropic treatment stuff. I think I've discovered the real secret to manifesting: law of assumption. It's the technique referred to as revision. It alters your personal past timeline to a desired timeline. Yeah, you were talking about that along those lines anyway. Then the butterfly effect occurs and everything positive changes up to current time, present moment. Hmm. I don't know about these ND. Does anybody else had a near-death experience here that can talk about it? Because the ones I'm hearing are just these long, elaborate, like things that wasn't my experience. I don't know if these people are making it up or if they actually took some kind of download and just like they are into all this kind of stuff that I did not experience. I don't know. I saw the white light, sort of like the tunnel, and I felt the love bombing, or and that was about all I can remember. And then I was back, and I was strangled. I was being choked. I was literally choked out. I was strangled to death, and I came back after that. So, but at that time I was living, and people are saying that they've had like that they became all super spiritual after that, and their lives got so much better and everything. I did not have that experience. No, not at all. But I was in an abusive relationship. It was really weird. This boyfriend I had, he got into the drugs too heavy, and he was doing coke, and I wasn't even doing it. He was just nonstop doing it all the time, and that's why he ended up choking. I don't even know if he knew what he was doing. He actually, well, I don't know if that happened at the same time, but he was going crazy, and the cops had to come, and he was throwing all my electronics, my TVs, and everything that I had at the time off of a balcony into our living room. It was like my place, really, because I was paying the rent and I was the one working. I mean, granted, I was doing drugs too then, but not like he was. And he really hurt me bad. So I left. The cop said, "Go ahead and leave, find some, go to your friend's house or something." So I went to my girlfriend's house, which he knew where to find me, I guess. And he came over there, and I didn't want to go out. And then I ended up going out, and I should have never done that because he punched me in the face and broke my nose, knocked me out, and I hit my head against a rock and just went unconscious. But I didn't have a near-death experience from that. It was a different time when he was literally choking me out. So boy, was I glad to get away out of that situation and move on to, get out of that whole relationship. Should have known better. So, but I came from an abusive childhood where my mom beat me and my stepdad was SAing me along with some other relatives. And man, this stuff is going on, I think, a lot. People just don't talk about it, and they think they're the only ones that are going through it. And then they suffer in silence. And people need to talk about this shit if we're ever going to flip this whole PEDO shit, do something to turn this around. Okay, let me see what you're saying here. I got to probably better. Okay, think about this. I have Mandela effect happens because of other people's revision of the past. They changed their past and the things altered. Maybe I don't know. I don't know how to comment on that. But I've been having a lot of memories coming up that were from my childhood, and it was like more abuse that I forgot about. And I thought I had dealt with all that stuff, but it's still coming up. Still, NDE. I almost died like 20 plus times, but none of those had the tunnel deal and lights and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I didn't have that many experiences like that I would say that I died. But in this particular one, I felt like I really did. And I don't know if I was happy to come back. So, but because I just was right back into that same bad relationship. And it took me a while to get out of that. And so then I forget. Oh, we ended up going back to Pittsburgh, and then that's where I broke off with him because I was around my family and that, and it was probably more support to be able to do that. So, I wanted to talk about. Oh, did you see my little thing? This is like they call it a talking stick. My friend taught me and my daughter back in the 90s. This has he wrote his thing on here, Julian 1998. So I made one that's like really big, and I don't know where it is. It's way bigger than this one, but you use it as a healing. It's like ceremonially. So I thought I'd show you that. Hi guys. The name him. I never named him, but I don't know what happened to my other one. I'd like to have that one. Okay. So you're saying something to think about what Neville Goddard said about death. He claimed that when we die, we seamlessly transition into another terrestrial world similar to this, but we're in prime age again. I agree with that. And that's what I've pretty much always felt, or most of my life, at least when I thought about it. So I think that it's like, how you just wake up from a dream, like you're sleeping and you're having a dream and you wake up. It's the same thing. It's just like we're doing the transitioning you're talking about from one to the other, like waking up, and then it's just a dream, and then we'll wake up from this dream and say, oh, it's just a dream. The same thing. Do you agree with that? I don't know. Did we lose what's his name? I don't know. I wanted to see if he knew what we were talking about. So today I've been having all these weird experiences. Well, today I had a dead battery early in the morning when it was really cold and I couldn't turn on any heat. So it took me a while to flag somebody down because it was so early in the morning. And a couple of truckers stopped to help me, but they didn't have any jumper cables. You would think truckers would carry jumper cables with them, wouldn't they? So finally, another guy helped me. Okay. The Celtics believe in essentially the same thing Neville said. They called it the other world, where we go to when these bodies die. Just like a dream, exactly. Yeah, that's what I feel like. It's the same thing. And we'll wake up from this dream in another dream outside of this so-called reality. Well, thank you. I don't know. Hi, Spaldo. How you doing? Good to see you. Um, Thanks for saying that. I just got, every time I get, like, it seems like it's going in this thing where I get 10 new subs, they take 8 of them away. So I'm increasing by 2 subs uh, every other week or something like that, or every week. I have my channel since 2019, and it's been doing this. I should have had way over, I should be in the thousands, not in the hundreds still. So you know that they're burying me and not letting me. Because I went in my analytics and it said that I'm only getting 5% of my viewers from my subscribers. So I don't know if I know that they're burying me, and it's not getting out to people. So I don't know. This happened 2 weeks in a row. I got 10 new subs and they took 8 of them away. So if I only get 2 a week, it explains why it's taken forever to get anywhere. Not that I want to be monetized, because maybe they know that, because I've said it before. I do not want their dirty money. Yeah, see, it's just, I'm shadow banned everywhere. I'm like, I can't participate in chats or live streams, live stream chats, or even I can't leave comments under some videos. Some of them for quite a while, like Casey at Enter the Stars, and just, and I don't even know that I want to watch him anymore, because I don't know. We were just talking about this on Emily Moyer channel before I did this today. We were all talking about how a lot of these YouTubers are all of a sudden Christian, and they're leading people, and they're starting to talk Jesus and all this stuff when they never did before. Never. So I'm unsubbing from so many. If I'm not going to learn something from somewhere, there's no point in me. I might have a couple of ones I go to for entertainment to get some comic relief, like I listen to comedians or something, like Tyler. Or now another one of those ones doing the Jesus thing is JP Sears. He's been doing that, and I've just felt him to be insincere, and like he's a gatekeeper or something. No, I haven't really settled down anywhere. Well, I actually I'm back in Washington for right now. I made it through the winter. I can't hardly believe it. But I did, because I need to clear out my storage unit and get rid of all my shit. I'm cutting loose of everything. All my possessions. Think of that word, possessions. They possess you. So, there's just so much. I'm just like, I wish I would have went with the minimalist thing a long time ago, so I wouldn't be doing all this now. I had some really nice things. I have some really, I have antiques and collectibles and all kind of really good stuff. I get quality things all the time. Like I have two 2,000 plus. They cost over $2,000 each for these real latex. And this was years ago. I bought it. Latex mattresses that have no metal, no box spring, no coils and springs and all. I don't sleep on metal. I don't even wear metal. My glasses are probably the closest thing, and the zipper on my jeans. I don't wear earrings. I used to always wear, I wouldn't go out without my earrings or my lipstick. So I don't wear makeup. I never really did wear much makeup. But the thought of putting that crap on my face, makes me cringe. Yeah, I have a thing, like something about me. When I'm around people, they want to do spring cleaning and clean up their place. Like when I was down in Florida at my friend's house, every time I go there, they'd start cleaning up the house. But it was all guys. There was like 5 or 6 guys living there, and one girl that identified as a guy. And so they just had all, they're not, I think women are probably cleaner than most men. Not all, but I'm just saying. Um, but I seem somehow I influence them, and without even saying anything to them. I don't like go tell them, hey, you need to do this or that or the other thing. And I would help and everything, and I would just encourage them to keep going on with it. So I was just thinking that it's springtime. It's probably time for me to go back down there, or else give them a little call reminder. It's that time of year again. It always feels good when you get stuff cleaned out, though. Sorry to drink in your face. So I'm going to be making a video on how to make the plasma. So like I'm going to use all the I started to say all the different measurements that are different, and try to narrow it, because there's so many involved. There's ounces and grams and teaspoons and tablespoons and quarts and liters and everything. And everyone's confused. They don't know how much to take or whatever. So I'm going to try to make it more exact for people. And then after they get the basic understanding of it, or how to make it or whatever, then if they want to adjust it one way or the other, if they want to make it saltier or less salty, they can do that. But the one formula that is like is universal for everybody is to have is to take your weight, because you can't just say across the board that this formula is good for everybody, because a 200-pound man or more is going to need twice as much as a 100-pound woman or guy or whatever. Like if you're only 100 pounds, you're not going to need as much of it as somebody that's twice your size. They're like two people. And you have to look at it that way. So if you want to figure it out, you take your weight, whatever it is. Like I weigh 140. Usually I weigh like 133, in the low 30s. And so like I'm 140 now, divide that in half. That's 70 ounces of water a day. So you get good water, and it can be distilled water, but I've seen distilled water that says it's not even sterile. Now, what kind of distilled water is that? Because that's what distilled water is. It's sterile, so people can use it in their CPAP machines and everything. So, okay, say I'm just going to round it off to 140, and then I divide that in half, and that's 70. That's the amount of ounces of water a day, plus the salt. And then the salt is going to be 2 teaspoons per quart or liter. So since there's 2 in each, there's actually 4 quarts in a gallon. So a gallon is 164 times 2. So a half a gallon is 64. That's I forget off the top of my head. I can't think. I got all these numbers going around my head now. So you drink that in a day. So I'll be more specific and exact on all the measurements. I'm going to show the different teaspoons and tablespoons, because the guy in Peru doesn't understand all the different. He said it's just too confusing. I think he was just using like silverware, like a tablespoon of a silverware, which is totally different than a measurement. So he obviously never baked or cooked, where you have to have, especially baking, you have to have exact amounts and stuff like that, like baking powder, baking soda, yeast, and all. You can't just put a big old scoop of yeast. The bread would be like huge. Okay, I drink about 1 That's good. Let me see. It's 64 times 2. I know what it is. So it's 128 ounces in a gallon. So what is your weight? If you divide your weight, so you're probably pretty close to it. And then in the morning, you add a little extra half teaspoon or more or whatever and then keep drinking it until it makes you get the runs and you got to go. Every morning you do this. So you're detoxing every day from what you had the day before, and probably from what's been in your body for years, build up and stuff like that. One of the things I noticed on my hands, one of the first signs of aging, especially for women, is their hands. And then I started noticing, I didn't have it all along, but I started notice I was getting these little brown liver spots, they call them, I guess. These little brown spots in my hand that I didn't have before. I just started getting them in the last couple of years. So then, I guess it was probably about 3 years ago, I noticed that I started getting them. And I didn't have them that bad, but I still had them. And then now, since I'm doing this, they're starting to, like, I can peel them off. Literally, I peeled one off. I got a big one here that keeps coming back because it's so big. But they're starting to go away. They're disappearing. So I guess that means my liver is pretty, cleaning up. So that's good. So did you figure out the weight and divide it like in half and see if that fits into what you're doing already and see if you need to up it more or not? You didn't look like you, well, I don't know. I can't really judge people's weight all that well. Like, I don't think are you 200 pounds? Because that would be 160 ounces. I don't know. Let me see. If a gallon is, what did I just say it was? 64, 128. So then you'd have 128 ounces plus another half of that. So it's probably more than 160 ounces, though. Well, in this case, you drink more than just when you're thirsty. And sometimes, so if you're around there, so that makes it easy to figure out, you need 100 ounces plus the extra, well, you can just, I guess that's enough then. 100 ounces. I'm still working out the formula so that it's across the board for everybody. So it's not like so everybody could figure it out the same way and they'll come up with different results because their weight is going to be different. And then from there, if you need to add more, like a lot of people, like I have a hard time getting over a gallon in me. It's really like it's like a concentrated effort to keep doing that. To keep drinking it all through the day. I realized, oh my God, I haven't been drinking my water. Like a couple hours go by and I still haven't drank any water. And then I got to drink it more. And then I don't want to drink it too late at night before I go to bed because it'll keep waking me. As it is, I wake up twice during the night to go pee. And sometimes I don't get back to sleep for an hour or two. So, and I'm trying to get as much sleep as I can. Hey, Ray, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. You okay? So the other thing, but also I drink another quart of raw milk a day. So that's more liquid and it has nutrients in it from the milk. I don't trust drinking pasteurized milk. I do drink some cream though. I add cream to it too. And then I put in my raw eggs, like my duck eggs. I just got 2 dozen of duck eggs for $10. They're selling 1 dozen of chicken eggs at the farmer's market for that. 1 dozen chicken eggs, and I can get 2 dozen of duck eggs, and the duck eggs are like big, huge eggs. But I don't do I throw away the white. That's really crazy. These people think that they're healthy because they're just eating the whites of the eggs, and they have no idea, and especially from the store. They have polymers in them. The whites, the commercial eggs, or corporate eggs, whatever you want to call them, from the supermarkets, not from the farms, but from the have polymers in it, and they're throwing away the yolk, which has all the nutrition, all the good stuff, vitamins, minerals, whatever, protein and everything is in the yolk. They're throwing the yolk away and eating the rest. And they think cholesterol is bad and cholesterol is good. I went through my records I got from my doctor, which I'll never go to the doctor again. I won't go in the hospital or go to the doctor. I'll just die on my own. I don't need them murdering me. Ooh, I got to be careful, I guess. Oh my God. Oh my God. You've been weird, or it's been weird. Oh yeah, the Kim. I've been feeling super tired, but I've been giving myself permission to just, just to lay around, and I'm reading and trying to not be so hard on myself. Do this, do that, try to let myself relax and go through whatever I got to go through for this detox. Shoot, I forgot what I was just going to say. I don't know. I went on a walk today at the library here. They have like a weekly, like, little excursion. You can go walk around and everything just to get exercise and walk out. So the girl here I was the only one that showed up. So we went on a walk down by the marina and stuff. So has anybody been sneezing a lot? I don't know if it's the pollen, like the natural real pollen, or if it's from whatever is being sprayed or coming down on us. I feel like it's more that. I never had, like, when I was really young, I had a little bit of hay fever, like during the spring, I guess, but never like had fits of sneezing and stuff like I just started having. For 2 days you had it. Wow, that's a long time. I mean, I did it for like a few minutes. I kept sneezing and sneezing, and then it would stop, and then, a few hours later I'd start sneezing again and having these. But it feels good to clear your head out too. So, but I drink a lot. I was starting to say about how I drink a quart or liter a day of milk, the raw milk, and put the egg in there, and then so the mucus traps. The mucus gets a bad name. People are just weird. They don't know what healthy is because they've been so programmed and everything. And I've been in the healing arts, people trying to tell me what's good, and they have no idea. These people that have only been here for 30 years or something, when I've been here all this time, and I've been watching all the cycles and how they're changing things and how they're taking away good stuff and replacing it with fake food, or just downright, all the food all has chemicals in it. Everybody that eats the food is an addict. I got into it with some girl trying to tell me. She was like being all virtue signaling about, she was trying to say, do you guys know about Kensington in Pennsylvania, in Philly? How that section of Philadelphia it's just wall to wall drug addicts, just like Portland and Seattle and these other places, but Kensington's really bad. This person was trying to say that they're crisis actors. Yeah, they're going to have hundreds of crisis actors every day, 24/7, 365. She's so into the conspiracy stuff that she thinks it's in there too, and that's like nonsense. These people are literally dying. Like, it's not like they're crisis actors, or for the crisis actors are at the universities, at the these crazy students that are all indoctrinated. Did you ever see them get interviewed, and they keep asking them, why are you here, what is your cause, what do you do? They don't even know how to answer it. They have no idea why they're there. So it's just crazy, the mind control, like in the people at the concerts and everywhere. It's just like so blatantly out there. So yeah, I have my eggnog like every day. I usually just put one in, but because the egg is so big, it's like 2 chicken eggs. Occasionally I might have 2, but that's my main source of protein is the eggs. And then of course from the milk, the raw milk. And I'm so lucky to have a store that sells raw milk, and they have 3 kinds of raw milk. And two of them are Jersey, which I don't like. I mean, I like it. If I didn't have anything else, I would use it, definitely. But they have Guernsey, which is way richer and way more nutritious, and it's just way better. It's got such a good taste. So it's like a milkshake when I have it. Occasionally, I might put a little bit of drizzle, a little maple syrup in it to get more minerals. But right now I'm trying to break the sugar thing. But when I do have it, I use maple syrup, and I don't eat honey. I don't, I'm trying to avoid all the sugars. But I do maple syrup, and I got my maple syrup from Canada. I got a whole case of it to use up, so it'll last me for a long time. Grade B. Well, they changed. They're all grade A now. That's another bullshit thing they did. They're all grade A. What's the point of having a grading system? It used to be grade A, B, C, and in Canada it was 1, 2, 3, but it was still differentiated. The A or 1 being the lightest amber one that I just avoid that, and I go straight to the dark. And you can't even get grade C now. I think they just sell it to commercial like restaurants and stuff like bakeries and that for a flavoring because it's so super strong, rich in flavor. And then they could use less of it to get that flavor they're trying to get. So maybe I could try to find somewhere to get the grade C if it's even possible anymore. I don't know what they're doing. So I haven't been having my bread, and I was eating. I only do sourdough if I ever do bread. It's like homemade bread, sourdough. I don't eat bread from the supermarket. Never. I don't eat that stuff. But even the sourdough bread, it just blows me up. I get so bloated. My belly looks like I'm pregnant. So, oh no. Okay, so I missed your. Okay, I want to go back and read Jared's. Okay, if you haven't seen it yet, I recommend go back a few months on the community section for my channel here and looking for the quantum jump evidence I had. Wow, 678,000 views. Wow. That's cool. Yeah, I didn't see that. I'll have to go look. And then, shit, I don't know if I can read this. Damn it. Okay, here we go. The religious and Jesus, Allah stuff I am against for lots of solid reasons. I think religions and atheism are 2 opposite aspects of a celestial rationality test. I believe it. So, yeah, so I don't know if you've noticed how people are, some people that never talked about Jesus or Christianity or that are hopping on this bandwagon, but even people that I used to like or used to are getting more so, like Casey. I love Casey, but he's going off the deep end and into the gematria and all. The gematria is out. They're not going to give. You think they're going to give us the real gematria? Come on. And then everything's about that, and everything they look at, they got to add, and then they make it work for them. They add all these figures up, like like 3 figures to make a 9, and then there's a 1 here and there's a 1 over there, and they'll just bring it all together. Like it's not even there. They're making it happen. They're making it work to the way they want it to work. And then everybody,
pushing like the scriptures and stuff. The script is right in the word, the script. People don't understand it. It's sad, you know. I'm kind of I'm getting less, it's just my nature to be caring as a mother, as a in the healing arts. I'm empathetic, I'm an empath. And I've been, helping people to heal for all these years. I help drug addicts, I have been sponsors to girls and everything, just, I don't know, this crazy world. So I don't even know I want to help people. Yeah, there's all kind of spells going on. People don't realize that they're spells and they just blindly go along with it. I mean, some people don't even see the chemtrails. They're right there in their face. You can't miss them. There's a lot of stuff they're putting right out in our face that we're not even seeing. I mean, we see it, but not everybody is seeing it, especially, the normies or NPCs, whatever you want to call them. I don't even know what to call them anymore. My daughters, I love my daughter, but she's like a normie, or like, goes along with the program and everything, and she doesn't want to hear about it. She doesn't want to use common sense. And she should know that, I'm not just, she should know my intelligence for one thing. I'm going to have to ask her, because I don't think she knows about my SAT scores put me in the top 1% of this country, United States of America, this country. There are no countries. There's no countries anymore. How can people think that? You think the thing's in the way all the time. Oh, yeah, the signers. Yeah, that do yeah, I think so too. I thought of that. And also, not just only that, but even if they didn't do that, just the way that they're going, like their facial expressions and the way they're moving their body and everything is like emphasizing certain things that they want to emphasize, or downplaying things that shouldn't be. I watch them. I'm so observant, and I know people. I'm a therapist, so I read people really well, and just to see them doing all these things, and like they're supposed to be neutral. They're not supposed to have any expression at all. They're supposed to remain totally level, not expressing anything. Just do the signs and that's it. But they got all these signs going on with their eyes and their mouth and their and. Oh, hi, Al Sharpo. How you doing? We's all having an apocalypse now. Man, I'm telling you, I told my daughter, it's been a couple years that I noticed what people, I guess what you would term a zombie. I've been using that term for years with her. So it seems like it's going to happen, I guess. But the other thing I started thinking about, how everybody's saying, oh, it's going to get worse and it's this and that and the other, I think a lot of people are taking downloads and saying the things that they want us to say, and put everybody in mind control with these different downloads, and everybody's spouting the same things so that it generates the energy and attracts it and creates it, because they can't create. We can, they can't. So they want us to create it for them. Oh, these damn things keep popping up here. Sorry. I never saw that movie. I haven't watched movies. The only movie I ever watched in the last probably almost 10 years was The Matrix. That's like, I don't know if there was any other movies that I can think of that I can remember. I didn't see They Live. I didn't see The Cell. I watched like Casey doing You know who Casey Brown is from Enter the Stars. But he's going off the deep end with all this religious stuff, and he's starting to exclude people. Like if you ain't part of the cult or something, you're out. I'm really disappointed in Casey. I mean, I've been following him for years, and I know he doesn't understand everything, but he thinks he knows it all because of the religious aspect. It's just sad to watch, and I don't know what to do about it. I just have to try to ignore it and not be so concerned about everybody else's survival. And I'm trying to focus on myself, what I need to do, and how I can share what I do with other people. Like all the different things I do. Like today, I wanted to talk about the aromatherapy and essential oils if anyone's interested and wants to. Because I don't want to just put out there all this negative stuff that's happening. I want to put out solutions. How can we deal with this? How can we come together and flip this fucking thing around? How can we change this? Because it's going to be up to us to do it. I don't even want to be in this hellhole. But I'm stuck here. I'm not going to unalive myself. So if I go away, it's because it's red room. So I'm curious about some people, if they were, I can't even think of their names, but like Davy Crocco, or I don't know if anybody knows of these people that are gone now. A frequency, but I don't think they're trying to blame it all on the, to say that's what's causing it. So, but what about people that are under the spell that didn't get it? Because I know that from does anybody know Celeste Solum? Solum, I think her last name is Celeste. She's allegedly, she says that she's a former FEMA employee. But I wonder about these people that come out, these so-called whistleblowers and stuff like that. If the powers that be don't want them saying what they're saying, they are going to stop them. They're not going to let them keep going on stuff. But anyway, what she said, that the same ingredients that are in the packs are in the food since 2020. Does anybody know that? Did you hear of that? Who is him? Yeah, that would be cool to find out the frequency of each one. So I don't know who you mean by he when you said you can't watch him anymore. You mean Casey? I was watching him every morning at 5:30 in the morning. It's 6:30 now for me. And I like the idea that, he does a lot of good things, but the religion thing is kind of destroying him in my mind. Now he's got it's turning almost into a cult. He just got married. He got married. It seemed like he met this girl, and a couple weeks later, he's married already. That was they didn't give it any time. I think because they're both Christian, they wanted to do it, but they wanted to be married. They had to be married so they could do it without guilt or something. I don't know. That's just my take on it. I don't really know that for sure, but he sure got married awfully quick, so I hope it holds up. But also the other thing that I know that they do, they will hook up people that are not really compatible. They seem very compatible, but I don't know, time will tell. But I'm not talking about them now. I'm just talking in general that they will. So I'm really cautious. I don't want to have a relationship. I want to have friendships with people, but not get into a serious relationship because I'm cutting loose of everything. So that would just make it another attachment. And I have the feeling that they will put somebody out there to try to hook me into something that I don't want to do. Yeah. Yeah, he lately his ego is like going off the charts. It's sad to watch that. I mean, I like him. I love him. I think he does wonderful things, like especially with the homestead now. But he's coming up against some resistance and things that he didn't think through or didn't think would happen to him and da 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 da. So, but he got like sort of a container type structure house that's just like a big long box, like a trailer. And he's turning it into a pretty nice home and showing, how he's doing it from scratch and building it up and, doing stuff outside in the lawn, in the yard and going to have a garden and all that stuff. So that's great. I think that's wonderful. But then the way he has this condescending way of like he probably wouldn't even be my friend. I know some Christians have gotten triggered around me just by talking normally, like just because I don't believe in what they believe doesn't make me a bad person. Yeah, some of his own people are starting to question him and why is he doing this. So I don't know, and I don't know if it's me, my imagination, but he seems to be taking on this sort of pastor minister kind of persona, like he's so that's what makes me get the cult vibes, you know. And his general tone of voice is changing. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I just am watching it. So it's too bad. So I like some of his stuff, but the thing is he's focused on all the distractions. He thinks he's helping people to wake them up, but he's not giving them solutions what to do, except for the homesteading thing. That part he is offering some, you know, some hope to people, but not everybody's in a position to do that. I wish I had a little plot of land where I could just go grow my own food. It wouldn't be vegetables so much, but I would grow stuff that I could eat, like maybe make my own essential oils and stuff. More like, I guess people would call it like a white witch type, you know, using herbs and spices and stuff for healing, and not eat things every day like turmeric and ginger and garlic and all these things that are meant for healing. If you eat them every day, all the time, when you need them for the healing purposes that they're meant for, they're not going to work for you because you're going to have a tolerance, just like any drug. And take it from a former drug addict. That's how it works. The longer you do it, the more you have to do to get the same effect. The big bear. What about, oh yeah, the honey milk ranch it's called. See, that's just more like exclusion on his part by saying if you're not in the milk and honey club, then stay away from here. He's starting to ban people, which he never used to do before, I don't think. I don't remember him doing it, but he's doing it now. So people, are you talking about Owen now? He's got all kind of problems, I think, going on now. People are starting to, like sue him and want their money back, and like there's like a class action suit against him. I don't know all the details, but yeah, so it's, he just thinks that, look what I did. And I don't know. One of the other things I mean, I'm not a racist. I don't, But he keeps talking about the fact that he's black. He does not look like a typical black person from like a ghetto or something like that. So he thinks his neighbors are all cool with him. But if his skin was as black, he's half black. So he's like half white. So he's like, he fits in easier. I don't think he would fit in quite as well as he thinks he would if he was as, black as a regular black person. So he kind of brags about that, and he's with a white girl now. So that makes him look even more white. He's not what I'm saying is he's not a typical black person, like the black person from the hood or something like that. He's not like that. He doesn't have the mindset of a typical black person. And I'm not saying black people are bad. I'm not saying anything like that. Yeah, everybody is some kind of a mix. I mean, I think we even all came from Africa, right? I think I don't know. I mean, I'm not positive about that. We don't even know where we came from. Who do we know? People are like from the bloodline of this, that. We're all from. I mean, if the Adam and Eve story was true, we're all from the same. How did that happen? How did all these different colors and stuff start to come out of that? I mean, everybody, like most people assume that Adam and Eve are white, or even Jesus was white. I think if Jesus did exist, he was probably black, or I think he was Ethiopian or something like that, maybe. But I don't know. People have their ideas of what things are because they've been run through, all the propaganda and all the programming and everything to make, I found it a little difficult. I had to hold back, not saying too much to somebody that I was talking to today. And it was a young person. And all the programming, they believe we went to the moon and all this nonsense. And I think the only thing they agreed with me on was the chemtrails. They saw that. They knew that was happening. And they said that people just don't look up. So I'm surprised that they even said that much, but that was good. But most other things, they were willing to listen to me, and they said, I want to hear your take on it and stuff like that. But I could see that it was hard for them to, the cognitive dissonance and stuff is there. Okay, I'll read yours there. I don't think humans are native to this realm. The human infants have to be taken care of for several years, unlike other animals. Too large of skull for magnetic pull downward gravity. Yeah, I was thinking about that. And also, we come out, if we're supposed to be the highest intelligence of the animals, but yet it takes us a year almost to walk, and they walk immediately. Like I used to follow that April the giraffe and see that, the mother was pregnant, and then I watched the literal live birth of this giraffe come out. Like this big animal came out, and within minutes it was, like standing and staggering and trying to get, and they did before, and they were walking within like 15, 20 minutes or something. They're walking around like normal. And my grandson just started walking a couple days ago, finally started walking. He was a year in February, March, April. So he's like 15 months old to walk. Now his mother, my daughter, she walked at 10 months. So I don't know what took him so long. So I hope it's not because of that or whatever. And I hope he doesn't have other kind of any problems like autism or anything like that, because I think that's where autism came from. Because back in my day, there was no autism ever. I never saw an autistic kid until just in the last 10, 15 years or something, that I really believe that's what it was. And it used to be back in the 70s or 80s. I'll even say 70s. It doesn't matter. But it was 1 in 10,000 autistic people. Now it's 1 in 35. Come on, that's a big jump. Oh, hi, Aurelia. Am I saying your name right? How you doing? We're not talking religion here. This is not really the place to discuss it. If you're religious and you believe in Jesus, this is not the place. But and I don't do politics. I only do it like to make fun of them or something. I'm not political at all. I just make fun of these clowns. Why don't we have to? Why can't we? Why shouldn't we be able to walk? We're supposed to be the top of the food chain, the most intelligent beings. And why did my daughter walk at 10 months and then her son is 15 months? It's like a big change. That's 5 months difference. She also started talking at 10 months. And the first, well, for most babies, probably mama or papa is the first one. So she said mama on Mother's Day. That was, I love that. That was so cool. Well, I don't really know. I'm just saying, I said if he existed at all. Because why are all these different religions have a central figure with the same backstories and same or similar, maybe not exactly the same, but similar? It's just, there's just too much against it. I mean, there's a lot of different little things that you could bring up, like there wasn't even a J when he was born. So why would that even be his name? Wait, I can't. What? Is there any way to get rid of this damn thing? Because I can't read your things. Okay, I know what to do here. All right, I have to move that up so I can see. Oh, yeah, that's right. Mother's Day's on Sunday, huh? So I don't know. Well, I'm talking about real people. Archons aren't on our the same as us. At least I don't think so. Yeah, we're definitely being farmed. I call them, oh my God, these damn things. I call them loosh bags instead of douchebags. Well, I am saying that we know he was Jewish and born in Nazareth. That's if he's real. We have no proof he was real. I don't think what we are experiencing is, I think the history only goes back a couple hundred years. I don't think it's all these thousands and millions and billions of years. People have not been here all that long. Yeah, and there's autistic people who are artistic. But they're, you know, it's kind of I've had experience with different people who are on the spectrum, and I've been studying it and trying to understand them as a therapist. I'm trying to learn what makes them tick, how I can help them, what their needs are, because it creates also a lot of problems for myself. I mean, so I have a personal interest in it because I can't communicate with some of these people because of their autism. They don't, it's just part of the disease. I hate to use that word, but that they can't, they have a hard time conversing with people, and they don't know how to stop and let the other person talk. They just want to keep talking over you, and they want to keep talking about themselves, and it's just hard to have a conversation with them. So I'm trying to figure out ways that I can have conversations with them without it turning into any kind of a battle or anything. Thank you. Some animals are born blind, though, and they are very helpless. It is just flight animals who hit the floor running because it is essential for their survival. Well, there's people that are born blind too. I don't know what your point is. Well, they have parents too, or they have a mother anyway. Well, I don't know. I'm just saying that what I don't think it's right that we can't, we are held back. We are held back physically, emotionally, and especially spiritually. And that's what these freaks don't want for us. They do not want us to recognize our spirituality, our self, our power, our greatness, our creativity. They aren't creative. They need us. They need us more than we need them. Oh, is hey, Jared, are you still here? I was I was wondering if I was trying to send you images telepathically. Roo roo, root for the roo. That's a weird thing too. Some of these animals seem like experiments, and some of them seem like experiments gone wrong. I just like some weird ass animals out there. You know, some of them were just plain weird. I wanted to see, I don't know if he left or not, if he's here still. Does anyone want to? I was trying to telepathically send Infinite Quarters images to see if he could pick them up telepathically, because he's sort of into that. There you are. Chromosomes 1 and 2 are fused together, which is evidence of genetic engineering. You know. So did you pick up any animal I was trying to send you the image of? Well, I kind of like, now it's like a different thing because of something I was just talking about that now would not, because I started talking about something that was totally unrelated, but it's related in the sense that it was. I was sending you the image of an animal. Yeah, that's one of those weird ones, those freaking platypuses. You know, and just what's the other ones? Even the, oh shoot, I can't think. I'm gonna have to write them down. Dodo bird, yep. No, it's not a bat. Let me see if I can try it. But I already said it earlier before I was talking about something else. And then that's what reminded me to ask you if you were. So like a couple days ago, I was sending you the image of a giraffe. So I just started talking about giraffes. That's what reminded me to ask you. And then, so I was already talking about them. So I'll have to do a different one. Okay. Okay, I got one. I will just keep it at animals just to keep it tight because there's too many things it could possibly be. Okay, so I have an image of an animal in my head. And I'll just give you the clue that, there's something distinctive about it. So just remember that it has a distinctive feature. Anybody could do it if you want. No, but it's kind of, I don't know if it would be considered close to that, Ray. I already did the giraffe, so I can't. I was doing that a couple of days ago. I was trying to send it to Infinity Quarters because we've been talking about telepathy and stuff. Oh, I got to tell you, that guy, shoot, what's his name? The guy that does the telekinesis. Shit. What's the name of his channel? Enlighten something? Nope, it's not a gorilla. You're okay. Aurelia is getting black and white. It's not a zebra, but it could be black and white. So what's that guy's name that makes the water move and has his students and stuff? It's something like enlightened something or other. Yeah, Aurelia got it. The skunk. Yeah. No, it was a skunk. She got it. Aurelia won. I could. This one would be hard, I think. Okay, this one. I don't think anybody would know this, but this is kind of like a little inside joke thing, or something that I have with my daughter that we have an ongoing thing about. So this is in my head now, and I don't know if they're ever specific colors. Like a skunk is usually black and white. I don't know if they could be other colors or not. Wow, that would be cool. You should. Are they still online, or it'd be nice like if we could, do it in person or something. Especially when I come visit you or something, we could maybe do something like that. I don't know if in real life, probably maybe able to pick it up more because of our bodies can exchange information better than we can online on a screen. Nope, it's not a platypus. I don't know if I should give you any more clues. No, but that probably might be kind of close. Aurelia is getting them pretty close anyway, I'll tell you. She guessed the last one. Yeah, Evolved Ministries. That's the one. That's the one I'm trying to think of. Okay, so he put up a video last week or the other day. It wasn't too long ago. And he put in the title, now I don't know if it was meant like to be like clickbait, but he said that they were doing what they were doing. And he put for the first time, like ever. It's like it's never been done. And I like called him out on it. I says, how can you say this has never been done? I did it 30 years ago. I was able to make it rain. And so rather than saying, oh yeah, I guess I shouldn't have said that or something, he started coming at me, telling me I need to prove that I did that. He's the one making the statements and the claims, but I need to prove it that I did that. Listen, I have nothing to prove to him. He wanted me to, on a sunny day, which is hard to get here in Washington, to go and film it and do all this stuff. It's like, dude, you're the one that needs to prove it. You're the one that made the statement on your channel. I don't need to prove nothing. In fact, I was able, because I love the rain so much, I could make it rain, not here in Washington. This was like in California where it doesn't rain like it does here. I could make it rain, literally. I did sort of like an intention mind thing. And sometimes I even danced like the natives do. I'm a dancer, and I studied Afro-Haitian dance for 4 years professionally. And so it turns out, he said, because they were new students, they did it for the first time. But that's not how his title read. So it looked like clickbait to me. For the very first time. What would you think of that? So anyway, my name, because I actually changed my name 35 or more years ago, I changed my whole name. I changed my first name and my last name. My last name is Rain. That's how connected I am with the rain, that I changed my whole last name from what it was, because it was a man that was my stepfather who was molesting me. Why do I want to carry his name through my whole life? So I actually went through the Caballerian Society and got like literature, like they sent me, I mean, I paid for it and everything. And they send me these lists of names, and my business name, they said, is not a good business name. And I changed my name on these lists. I picked my name from these lists. And Rain was on the list, spelled Rayne. So I changed my name to Katanya Rain, and that's where my name was Kat before that, because it used to be Catherine. And so I was already Kat. So when I put those two names, and I'm a number 6, my life number is 6. And after I did that, my life changed so much for the better. When I cut loose of these names that had attachments to me that were negative, and they were abusive and sexual and just not good for me. And I changed my business name. I used to do, like, I was a hairdresser, and I had a business called Cuts by Cat. They said, no, you got to get rid of that. And so I changed it to, here's the name I changed it to. I lived in Corona Del Mar, which is the elite part of Newport Beach, California. I lived right on Pacific Coast Highway on the top of 3 house buildings. There were 3 businesses. There was a linen shop and actually a crystal shop. I lived on top of there when there was a earthquake, and everything in the place just shattered, all that glass and everything. So I had this house on top of these 3 businesses on Coast Highway, and I called it Rain on the Roof. Tell me I am not associated with the rain. So I don't need to make it rain here. I'm in Washington. It rains all the time. No, that's not what he said. That's not how he explained it. He told me that he said it was the first time for these new students to do it. They had never done it before. So, but he didn't say that in the title. You could go look at it, unless he changed it. It says, for the first time ever. But it was these new students that did it. But you can't tell that from in the title. Spelling. Yep. No, it's not an armadillo. I don't know. It's not like a really common animal. I don't know. I think I did see one live though at the zoo. But I mean, they live in the wild, but I think I saw one at the zoo. I'm not really positive about that. I don't really, I don't really like that they put them in zoos and stuff like that. But I have been to a few zoos and I enjoy hanging out with the animals. And I have some on my channel. I have some of the animals. There's actually a kimono dragon that I was like right there, and the thing is live, and it was huge. It was bigger than me. I mean, it was like its body was like, um, let me see, it was like 2 or 3 feet wide. It was big. So I wouldn't. It's not like that. It's not that. Man, my thing is messing up again. It's starting to flash. Not an orangutan. I know all those names are in there. That's why my name. I don't know why this happened though on YouTube. My channel, my big long name, my big long banner ad, that it says Cat I Am, and I had Cat I Am, Intuitive Detective, and Spellbreaker. Okay, so then they gave everybody a shortened name, like what did they call it? I don't know what they called it. And then they narrowed it down to Cat I Am. And then they put these other like 4 numbers behind everybody's name. Well, first I just took them off and I changed them to all threes, 3333, because that's my number. I've had that phone number for 20 years in February. I've been with T-Mobile with the same unlimited talk and text for $5 a month. Still, the tax is more than the charge, but I'm grandmothered in at $5 a month. So that plus my I have data on my iPad, and the 2 of them between my phone, which is not a smartphone though, my phone and my iPad for $33 a month every month. Most people pay way triple that just for a phone. Okay, you're a mercat? I'm the mercat. No, it's not mercat, but I did see the mercats at the zoo, and I have pictures of them on my channel. They're standing up on their back legs, doing their thing. They look like little cartoon characters. So there's quite a few different ones, and I think I never did put up the gorillas. I was saving them for last, and then I don't think I ever put them up. I'm gonna have to go back and see if I did do that and then put them up. Oh, right. Is what's on your? That's not a mercat, is it? Is that a mercat? I always thought it was a dog, Ray. Is that a mercat on your picture? That's cool. For some reason, I thought that was a dog. Yay, you got it, Ray. It's a sloth. It's a sloth. So me and my daughter has this sloth little connection that, we just have had for years. So I just thought of it for that. But aren't they weird too? I mean, all these weird animals. And there's even more like newer animals showing up, like insects too, like all these different insects that never were before. And then other ones like are disappearing, like fireflies and the ones that used to be normal. I mean, even a firefly is kind of trippy. We used to do as kids, we would take the firefly and squeeze their photoluminescent butts or whatever they were, whatever part of it was, and put them on our fingers and make diamond rings out of them. Like they would glow in the dark. Okay. So is that what it is, Ray? Is that a meerkat on your thing? Okay, so should I think of another one? Let's see. Um, oh no, they're too close together, I think. But I'm going to say it anyway. See if anybody picks this up. There's two similar animals, and I have both of them in my head. So just the fact that there's two similar ones might make it easier for you to guess. So if you get either one of them, then I'll tell you. No, it's not a penguin. But they're very similar, but they're in two different parts of the world that make them different from each other. Not a camel. I'm trying to think of a clue that won't give it away. Shoot, that might give it away if I say that. Okay, I'm going to focus on it. I'll say this much. I'd probably, if I came face to face with one, I'd probably be scared. So it's not like a little timid little. I'll tell you what I want to meet. I want to meet a fox. I don't mean like a man silver fox. I want to meet a real red fox. I think they're cool animals. Nope. They're bigger. I'll tell you, they're bigger than possums and beavers. And probably bigger than a penguin. No, it's not elephant. Okay, while you guys are thinking, I have to run to the bathroom. I have to go so bad before I don't pee my pants. So when I come back, I want to see a whole bunch of different animals listed on here, and I'll see if anybody gets it right. They are fairly large, but not necessarily tall. Okay, I'm back. Let's see what we got. But nobody guessed anything? Not a koala. Would you be afraid of a koala? Are they vicious or anything? Yeah, and I think there's only one, unless koalas can be like considered like other bears. like a panda bear or something like that. So as I was going over there, I just remembered, because across the street from where I'm at right now at the library, there's a family-owned restaurant, and once a week on, I think it's Thursdays, they have like a contest, like a trivia contest. And I couldn't believe. I thought, oh, this will be, this will always stimulate my intellect and stuff. I did so bad on it. I couldn't believe how bad. I thought I was going to, stimulate my intellect, but I think I got like 3 or 4 right out of the whole thing. But they were all, because it's trivia, it's trivial. So these kind of things don't matter to me. It was all about sports, TV shows, movies, all the things I don't do. I have, no interest in all these things they were asking about. And the bartender guy, it's a family thing. So the son, he's like, I don't know how old he is. I think he's in his late 20s, I think he is, or something like that. They said, ask some healing questions about healing. So he knew that's the stuff I would know, rather than all these superficial things that don't really mean anything to me anyway. Wile E. Coyote. No, it wasn't a coyote, and it's not a jaguar and a panther, but that's a good answer because they're sort of related, and they could be, 2 different countries or continents even. Not a Tasmanian devil. Those things are weird too. Okay, let me give you another clue that's well, I already said a big clue. They are big. One is probably a little bigger than the other, but they're not tall. Badero? Is that like a badger? I don't even know what it is. A baloney donkey? Oh, what's a baloney donk? I never, what is that? Cousin of a baloney donk? I never even heard of that. What is it? Is it a donkey? No, my thing's not blocking. It just says donk. I don't know what it. Wow, chupacabra. There's 2 things like that. I don't even know what. Even. There it is. She got it. Ariel got it. Aurelia. I keep saying her name wrong. It's an alligator and a crocodile. See? So they're similar, right? I think, is it crocodiles bigger than the alligator? Or do I have it backwards? Anyway, this friend of mine down in Florida actually goes and wrestles the alligators. The alligators are in Florida, off the coast of Florida, and crocodiles are in like the Amazon or something like that, in some other part of the world. But he actually wrestled the thing. That seems kind of scary to me. I wouldn't want to be wrestling them. She won again. Maybe we should do a different category. Skunk ape land. So what is the baloney dunk? It doesn't sound like a real animal. It sounds like a bunch of baloney. Africa. Okay, why isn't Infinity Quarters answering the question? Because it was to him I was trying to send the telepathy to. How about what if we make it like birds? What's El Sharpo doing? Man, there's so many. It's amazing. There's so many different animals and insects, and it's like, what if somebody comes across? How does anybody know to take a animal or something to the authority? Not the authorities, but the people who would know how to categorize it. How do you know if it's one that's already known or if it's not known yet? I was wondering about that. And like all these new creatures that seem to be like manifesting out of nowhere. So I'm wondering if that's always been the case, or do these insects and animals just materialize out of thin air? Any eater, they'll eat anything. That's probably you, Ray. You're disclosing yourself. He'll eat anything. No, I think Ray is pretty good. He probably has a pretty good diet. I think. I don't know unless he's joshing me. Narrated what? Okay, I'm thinking of a type of bird. There's a lot of different birds. They're I'll just say, well, no, that might give it away if I say that. Not a parrot. Parrots are cool though. Not a hummingbird. Bigger than that. They all are. You know what? I have a friend here in this town that I've been thinking of the last few days to see if I can come over and visit him and his banana python. He's got like a 5 or 6 foot python. It's about that round. And I held that thing. I had it wrapped around me, and it felt so cool. I mean, literally cool to the touch, like cold, because they're cold-blooded, right? But I felt like this, like almost like a love exchange with this, because part of the reason was I had been up to that point, I had been looking for an opportunity to come across a snake so I could overcome my fear of snakes. And then I run into this guy that was at there's a park, like a local park that has all these waterfalls in it. It's really cool. It's called Whatcom Falls. There's all these different waterfalls. I have videos of that on my channel too, of the waterfalls. Not all of them, but just a couple of them that are down sort of where I was. Not a peacock. Oh, I love peacocks. Actually was just messing today. I have all these feathers. I'll bring them next time I do live stream. I'll bring my feather collection, some of them. And I have these peacock feathers, but I have this owl feather. It's almost like a wing. I think it's the whole wing. It's about, oh, I don't know how to show you it's about that long. And it's one part of it's that wide, and then it kind of narrows down a little bit. So, and I have all these other little feathers. I don't even remember what they all went to, but what kind of birds they were. But I still have them. I keep them up on my dashboard. I have like this, I keep changing it around and stuff. And people give me compliments all the time. Like, I like your layout on your dashboard. That's really cool. Because you can see it from the outside. Like, I have all these like stalks of the colored corn, all the different color real corn on the stalks, and just different things all stuck in there. So it's like a big display. Not a flamingo. Not a cuckoo bird. I'll tell you this, it's not an exotic bird. As much as I like the exotic birds, this is not exotic like these ones that you're saying. I mean, like, it's more along, it's not like a hummingbird, but it's more along those lines of something that you would see on the daily, you would see something like this. It's not like something from another country. I mean, other countries may have them, but I'm just saying it's something that we have local that you would see all the time or often anyway. Not a seagull, but I'm around a bunch of seagulls. Man, I gotta get my car washed because of the seagulls are crapped all over it. Oh, that just reminds me too. I okay, so I parked over by this park. I didn't know if it was okay to park there, but there were no signs saying that you couldn't park there. No, there weren't any trespassing signs. No, it's not a pelican. It's not a woodpecker. And there like it was like it's a park, like that you can walk in there. And so I stayed there overnight. I took my chances. I thought, well, if the cops come, the most they could do is just tell me to leave and I'll just leave. So I stayed there. It was nice. And it was so nice because where I usually park, it's near a trucker stop, and the trucks are like constantly. They keep them running. I think one reason maybe because of refrigeration, but then I learned too that sometimes I forget why they said it, like it's too much to shut it off and turn it on or something. So they just leave them running for whatever reason. So it's like disturbing to me. It's like constant state of unsettled feeling, like this rumbling that's so loud. Because I can never park in one of, I did that one time. I stayed at a Pilot, and it was so loud, so bright, so noisy, and everything. It's like, never again will I stay at a truck stop. So they just recently put this truck stop in, and it's really just loud. So I go and park down on another street sometimes. But where I'm at, it's okay during the day. The cops let me stay there. They don't give me no problems. They just, it's cool. So I parked at this park. And then in the morning, and I don't know if you guys know, because I have a video of this too, does anybody remember the incident I had at the state park with the guy with the leaf blower? Do you remember that? So this is kind of like, how certain people get, like they're always seeing the planes, the jets with the chemtrails and taking videos all the time. And then I have another friend that she sees all these little orbs and stuff in the sky. And then I have another friend that sees different, always like helicopters, black helicopters all the time. Goes, there they go again, And it's almost like I started to piece all these things together. And it seems like people are bringing this onto themselves. Because why doesn't everybody see what they're seeing? Like there's specific things. So in my case, it's these leaf blowers and or weed whackers, right? So I'm at this place where I'm parked overnight, and it's nice and quiet in the trees and everything. And then first thing in the morning, I hear, it's like, oh my God, no, not again. The weed whacker's back. So I says, all right, I'm just going to leave. I got to get out of here. The noise is just too much irritating and everything. So I go to leave, and then it was a girl doing the weed whacking. She comes over I'm in the RV, and she comes over and asks me, she said, do you have any paper towels? She was doing her weed whacking, and she hit right into a pile of dog shit. She had dog shit on her face. It just splashed on her face. She had it on her hands and everything. It's okay. It's up. Somebody got it. Guess who got it again? It's not a sandpiper. Well, there's another one there that Ray got that they're kind of close. So it was a raven, but also a crow with I don't know, they are two different things, or are they the same? Yeah, have as many pigeons here, but we got the seagulls here because I'm right at the water. Right where I am is right at the edge of the water, and right on the other side in the distance you can see Vancouver, British Columbia from where I am. Not right this minute, you can't, but like a couple of streets over, then you could see, because I had to come this way to go to the library. You think they're possessed? Well, aren't they the most intelligent ones? What's the difference between a raven and a crow? They both look the same. They're both black. And the ravens are supposed to be super intelligent. They seem like they are. But they seem like they're related or something, but they're not exactly the same. So what would be the difference between them? I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. Are the crows are probably smart too, though, aren't they? Is it just the ravens? In my head, I said raven, but I think crows seem like it could look like the same thing almost. So I know that they're very intelligent, but I don't know the difference between the two of them. So would the ravens be smarter than the crows? Because around here, I did videos of this too. There were just massive amounts of these crows or ravens. I'm not even sure what they were now. I'm guessing they were crows, but I don't know. And do you know what a group of crows is called? Who knows? I know. Do you know? So the size is the difference. Ravens are generally larger and bulkier than crows. That's probably, yeah, that's probably right. You get, hi there, collecting unfiltered news YouTube service. You get more than the ravens of the earth. What does that mean? You get more than the ravens of the earth. I don't know what that means. There were just massive amounts of these gods. Calls. Crows have a wider variety of sounds in their vocabulary. Huh. So does anybody know what a collection or a group are called? I can't understand why they would be called this. Shoot, let's see. Do I have on here to change that? Shoot, this isn't, I don't have the same keyboard I have on my iPad, so these are in a different place and I don't have them all. This is a giant laptop that I've had for a long time. It's a Toshiba Cosmos, and at one time they were $2,800. So with tax and everything, like $3,000. And I didn't pay that much for it, but I've had this for like, I don't know, over 10 years. I don't know if it's the same for both of them. Nobody knows yet? Okay, here it is. Why are they called that? What a dumb, it's weird. Shoot, I gotta. The Nordic god Odin had ravens. That's what they're called. Isn't that a weird? Why would it be called that? That just doesn't make any sense. I mean, of all the things other things, they could have made up a word. And then there's What are the other ones called? I mean, different sex of, not sex. I mean, this kind of. Few birds inspire as much fascination as crows and ravens. These striking, widespread birds are likely the most intelligent avians in the world. You sound like Wackypedia. Rave dance parties. They're illegal now? Or were they? They weren't always, were they? Shoot. I can't see the first word. Damn it. What did I do? Get off of there, you. Okay, there it goes. Or raves, dances, parties are illegal. Are they? I used to house sit for a friend that used to have raves at his house, but I never really went to them. I never went to any rave. And but I actually ended up llama sitting for him. He had like 2 llamas that I had to like feed them and let them spit at me and stuff. But that was fun. They were really nice, and they weren't mean to me or anything. So that was something different I did. One of the many things. Okay, a mob is a crow bunch or horde. Well then, do I have it backwards? Is it a murder of ravens? I thought it was a murder of crows. Look it up. I'm pretty sure. I can't do it right now because I don't know how. I mean, they might be doing mobs, a mob of crows. Look up murder. A murder of crows. Look it up. I'm positive it is. I don't know if it's for ravens also, if it's just the crows. What did I just do? Okay, it's getting to be almost 2 hours, guys. I was thinking of starting just to mess with Matt. You guys all know who Matt is, right? You know how Matt always says, "Hi guys, it's Matt." And he covers a bunch of different stuff, like I do. So I was thinking of saying, "Hi guys, it's Cat." See what he said, if he notices. I don't think he comes to my channel or anything. But he knows I leave comments on his channel. I also had somebody stalking me that was trying to mess with Matt. Maybe you guys know of him. He finally backed off of me though. Hey Bob is a bunch of ravens, aboriginals putting shrimp on the Barbie, or Italians cooking Bob sauce. What is that? It is, okay. I didn't want to think I'm like losing it. I mean, because maybe I am. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people who think I'm crazy. Possibly, any group of birds could be called a flock. I mean, geese are a flock, and they're pretty big birds. We have them around here a lot because I'm right at the Canadian border. So, okay. So I guess that I will. So what is his name left? And this was for, I was supposed to be doing this. I'm going to get on his case. He probably went to go smoke. Does you guys feel, I mean, maybe you guys all smoke and it's not a big deal to you, but do you think it's kind of weird when somebody's having a live stream that they just, at the very, I could see maybe if they're like an hour into it or something, they can't wait any longer and they light up a cigarette. But I just don't like people starting it right off and just lighting up a cigarette or drinking and stuff. Like, I just don't think it's cool to do that. What about people who are trying to quit and they have to see you doing that? You know, maybe I should like shoot up on so y'all can. Would you want me to do that? I used to do that. I don't know if they would be. Okay, well, it's time to end it. I'm going to say goodbye. All right, y'all, have a good evening. I'm going to go try to relax. And I try to get to bed. I do my like around 8 o'clock. I do my like evening ritual, bedtime rituals that I do before I go to bed, so that I'm down and at least laying down, trying to get to go to sleep. Sometimes it takes me a little while to do it. By 9 o'clock, try to be down, because I wake up in the middle of the night and I'll be up for like an hour or two. So I'm trying to, establish a regular routine where I'm, getting to bed early so I get enough sleep. Because if I get lack of sleep, I mean, I'm already tired as it is, so I don't need to be any more tired than I already am. So thank y'all for coming, and y'all have a good evening. And I will see you the next time. Okay? Stay happy. None of this stay safe stuff. You're not allowed to say that on my channel. No, stay safe. You can stay. Stay sane. Stay smiling. Stay happy. Whatever. No fear porn. Okay. And I hope you all try to get out in nature if you can. That's kind of probably even despite wild animals or anything, which usually I don't run into there, it's the calmest place I can be, like with the plants and the ferns and the trees and everything. I mean, the trees means like so much to me, their energy and stuff like that. So I just want to go hug a tree. So, okay, guys, thanks for the thumbs up, and I'll catch you on the next time. Take care. Much love.